Previously on UFC Primetime.
The Frank Mir fights against that big nog.
Frank Mir just tapped Minotauro Nogueira.
That was a terrible fight for us, for the Brazilians. In my fight, I want to give the bad moment for him. I'm gonna knock him off.
When I'm having weak moments, I hear my kids' voice. How could you not be inspired by that to move when your own child's voice is, rearing you on?
Não é homem, rapaz. Não é homem, velho. Desiste da parada. Quanto o Shane Carvin, ele tá indo pra perna, ele tá sentindo. Olha que mentira, velho.
If I catch him in a hold and he decides not to tap, that limb, is it ever gonna be the same again? What's your career gonna be like afterwards? I'm bigger and stronger. I'm very capable of ending the night very quickly. He's a pretty elite athlete. I don't think he wants one of his joints smashed.
For any UFC champion, the path to greatness is beset with obstacles both in and out of the octagon. Most fighters who are fortunate enough to wear the belt do so after years of hardship and sacrifice. But Frank Mir was an exception. He won his first title at the age of 25, and it was after he'd reached the top of the sport that he faced his greatest challenge.
Back in 2004, I just won the UFC heavyweight title. I went out and bought a motorcycle with the money. Didn't probably choose the best bike. I chose a crotch rocket, and I like adrenaline. So, eventually it caught up to me and I got hit by a car. I actually went over the hood of the car. I remember looking up and actually seeing the roof of the car. And then I hit the ground and it felt like I was just in a whirlpool. Police came, the paramedics came, and they asked me, hey, how you feeling? I'm like, actually, I think I'm pretty good. Give me a few more minutes, I could probably get up. Now he goes, hey, man, your femur's broke, we're putting you in traction. He goes, we need to get you to the hospital now. He goes, if you nicked your femoral artery, that's bad news.
His brother called me and said, Frank just got in a motorcycle accident, he just got hit by a car. I was hysterical, so I jumped in the car. Right as I pulled up, the ambulance was pulling away with him.
I saw my wife and I saw her, and I broke down in tears because I realized what I had just done to her, That upset me.
Doctors doubted he'd ever fight again, and Mir's confidence was shattered. His dreams derailed, his recovery uncertain. Mir's life was quickly spinning out of control.
It's funny when people talk about overcoming situations. You see a movie where a guy has an ultimate low, and then there's a turning point, and then the movie, the music rocks on, he goes on to go ahead and beat all the bad guys and get the girl. That's not how my reality was.
Frank was very self-destructive. Drugs, alcohol. I think Frank was pretty much intoxicated for a whole year and a half of his life. There's depression, and then just fall into a deeper spiral.
And to be at such a mercy of others, to have to sit there and ask my wife to go give me a glass of water because it was too painful to get up and go in the kitchen and get a glass of water. My back was against the wall, so I was like, I'll just go and get a job and we'll work, and, that's a new life now. And my wife didn't like that. She felt that I was throwing the towel in too soon, that, we have to keep striving and getting this until we get it back.
I just knew that Frank was still in there. I just knew it. And it took a long time, because a year and a half, 2 years, I think, by the time he was completely back to normal. And then now look at it.
Mir now finds himself in line to become only the second three-time heavyweight champion in UFC history. It's a welcome opportunity for a humbled fighter whose long journey back to the top has provided a renewed perspective.
It made me realize that, things can change quickly. There's a lot of things outside in the world that wants to trip you up and defer you from, to living a very complete life. And your family is very much of a way of keeping good direction.
Nice!
swings fast. I like it.
I still am able to go out there and compete at a high level. Basically, I wouldn't be the father and the husband that I could be if this was something I let go.
As the clock ticks toward his departure for Las Vegas, Junior dos Santos has begun the final stages of preparation for his May 26 title defense. But there's another countdown underway in his home country. In just over 2 years, the eyes of the sporting world will shift to stadiums like this one, currently under construction in Salvador, as Brazil hosts the 2014 World Cup. Soccer is a way of life here. But with 3 current UFC champs, the nation's fastest growing sport is mixed martial arts, and Salvador's brightest young star is the man they call Cigano.
O MMA é uma grande paixão do brasileiro. Hoje o MMA é o segundo esporte do Brasil. Cigano hoje é um ídolo brasileiro, um ídolo mundial. Ele, como falei, a humildade dele está acima de tudo. Então ele trata os fãs muito bem, ele está sempre disposto a tirar foto, está sempre sorrindo para todo mundo. É, Godinho, mas a sua base é a humildade, isso não subiu para a cabeça. Então ele sabe que ele luta pelos fãs.
Cigano! Cigano! Cigano!
I look at them and I can see myself, you know. Wow, one day I want to be a champion like he is. When I get in the octagon, I take it very serious, you know, because it's my whole life in there, you know. I want to keep the things going very well for me and for my family.
Cadê o Muki? Cadê o Muki?
I never play very well football or volleyball, things that the Brazilians are good, you know. I never play very well, you know. But in the fighting, I'm pretty good. So
Força essa é muito forte.
that's why I take care of myself, you know. I don't drink alcohol. I don't go out at the night and do stupid things, you know. I don't like those things, you know. I don't need that.
Ai! Ai! Pegou! Eu bati.
Acabou.
Ganhou.
Since winning the title, Junior's schedule is often packed with media obligations and personal appearances. It takes a different kind of discipline to maintain the focus and strength needed to keep the belt in Brazil.
Yeah, my life changed a lot being the champion because, you know, now I have another responsibilities in my life.
Ele sabe que isso faz parte do sucesso, o título traz essa fama, entendeu? Mas nós temos que trabalhar muito para que isso dure por muito tempo. É muito difícil chegar e muito mais difícil se manter em cima. Então temos que trabalhar muito mais ainda para se manter como campeão.
But while his commitments are scattered throughout Salvador, the headquarters for Team dos Santos is still the Academia champion. Outside the gym, Junior's routine is taxing, but once he steps inside these walls, the real work begins. Sessions are designed to be more grueling than anything he could face the night of the fight. The emphasis ranges from cardio to technique to sparring, which entails 5 rounds versus 5 opponents who specialize in different disciplines.
My training is very, very hard. On the sparring session, we go 100%. I try to do what I'm gonna do in the fight.
Não pode piscar, não pode vacilar um minuto que você pode ser pego, né? Durante o sparring. Força, velocidade. Por isso que ele é o campeão do UFC atual, né?
Além de ser assustador, você entrar com o Cigano ali é uma honra pra gente. Com peso pesado, velocidade técnica, poxa, e você acaba se cansando, tendo que ir atrás dele o tempo todo.
Além do mais, ele é um excelente grappling também, defende muito bem, bota muito bem pra baixo. É muito difícil entrar nele e botar ele pra baixo. Ele é muito forte, muito duro.
The training have to be the worst part of the fight. Coach Doria put different guys to make that more difficult for me. They come for the round new, like feeling very well, 100%, and I'm already tired. So the fight's never gonna be worse than our training, never.
Bom trabalho. Come on.
Just a few miles from the heart of the Strip sit the sprawling suburbs of Greater Las Vegas, home of two-time UFC heavyweight champion Frank Mir. The quiet neighborhoods are in stark contrast to the frenzied glitz of Sin City. And the man of the house is a dichotomy as well.
You good? Sit down and eat, boy.
On one hand, he's the textbook alpha male, the most decorated heavyweight in the UFC, perhaps its most feared submission artist.
I'm gonna eat. You go play. I'll catch up, okay?
Sergio, the blueberry doctor from Austria.
But on the other, he dreads conflict, as he has since he was just another insecure teen nearly 2 decades ago.
That is my dad. Oh my Lord! Look at Daddy. Look at Daddy when he was a baby.
I was always a little out of place as a child, I think due to my size. I was always the biggest kid. In 8th grade, I was already over 200 pounds and I was 6 foot. If you are an individual or there's something that sets you out from the pack, of course, you're gonna be the butt of some jokes.
I was thinking that if that looks like Cage, yes, thank you. Look it.
I remember one time in 6th grade, I was getting pegged with rocks and one of them caught me pretty good in the skull. I had to go home and Mom had to drive me to go get some stitches. The first couple times I was bullied, I didn't really fight back. Still to this day, my MO, which drives my wife nuts, is to avoid problems. If we're sitting somewhere and I can see somebody who's glaring and looks like he's looking for a fight, and if I can see I can go to the left, I go to the left, let someone else have to deal with that. I'm a very, peaceful person when it comes to that.
I never saw him. Wow. Hey, did you see me bench pressing?
Despite the conspicuous presence of little ones, training in Camp Mir is far from child's play. The philosophy at the gym reflects the maturity of the 11-year UFC veteran.
On a pummel drill like this, you are reaching with the hand, right? But really, in the reality of everything, you should be off to the side.
So I need to be here.
Control the elbow.
Boom, boom.
Yes.
And now you go retaliate.
Now you're out.
And now I turn the hips and pull.
That's right.
Fighting with our bodies, that's limited. Father Time sets in. Keeping your mind sharp, that's forever. I can use my mind now to be the great equalizer.
So if you open the elbow, you lose the underhook. You could stay here.
Right,
and
I can do uppercuts here.
We do nerd a little bit when we come in here. We get in here and we work on our MMA and make sure that we're doing it right. We're gonna watch other people and what they've done, not just now, but even thought processes through history to come back and figure out warfare strategy, plans. Very Sun Tzu.
Santos pretty much does the same thing every fight. He's undefeated in the UFC and he's the current holder of the belt. But as far as tricky and surprising, I don't think you can really put that on him. I know his footwork, his speed. It's things that are simulatable.
Time.
Mir has tasted victory 14 times in his career, a UFC heavyweight record. But he is not satisfied with that tally. 15 would be a number he could sit back and enjoy.
When you smoke cigar, you savor the moment. Sometimes you go through life, you don't smell the roses because you think they're gonna be there forever. He's mature enough now to understand that they're not gonna be there forever. It doesn't come every day. This particular title puts everything together. Now he actually can see, wow, what a journey. When Frankie wins the fight, we have a couple of special cigars. And we're gonna sit back there and enjoy the moment. But we will win, guaranteed.
Well, I think Dos Santos wants to end it quickly because you got to be realistic. You know, everybody, it's funny, I heard, his corner saying, the only chance Mir has if he goes to the ground. I'm like, well, the only chance he has is if it doesn't go to the ground. He goes back and forth. He goes to the ground with me, he's dead. You know what I mean? We might as well go ahead and start calling the orthopedic surgeons and prep the room.
Salvador Bahia, the former Brazilian capital, boasts some of the most scenic vistas the nation has to offer. Miles of majestic coastline sit just steps away from some of the most breathtaking old-world architecture in all of South America. But part of Brazil's unique geography is that its cities are dotted with neighborhoods mired in dire poverty. Amidst the aesthetic beauty and cultural mystique of Salvador lie neighborhoods far poorer than any we'd see in the United States. Drug trafficking has ravaged these favelas, leaving the children who roam these streets starved for discipline and structure. Enter Junior Dos Santos head trainer, Luiz Doria.
Todo o país, né, o que está destruindo é a droga. As piores drogas são a maconha, a cocaína, né? E hoje Hoje o pior de todos é o crack. O crack com cocaína é uma coisa... O crack está destruindo, vem para matar muito rápido. Hoje a droga está em tudo que é local, né? Aí pega esses traficantes, ficam aliciando as crianças, né? Crianças pobres ficam aliciando. Então o esporte é importante para isso.
Doria is a 22-year veteran of the Salvadorian police force, and his efforts to help the community don't end once he clocks out. He founded the Academy of Champion for two reasons. First, to provide a safe haven for local kids, and second, to groom world-class fighters.
Mas aqui é uma forma das crianças, eu ajudar elas a realizar seus sonhos. As crianças que buscam a academia existe há 22 anos, elas buscam com o pensamento de se tornarem campeões, grandes homens. Então, hoje aqui a gente tem condição de formar grandes atletas pela Champion. Já passou mais de, sei lá, em 5.000 atletas. E daqui temos vários campeões brasileiros de boxe. Então, é uma academia humilde, mas hoje eleva muito o nome do nosso estado, da Bahia, o nome do nosso país, do Brasil.
Yeah, everybody here is humble and come from a very poor family, and the life is very hard for everyone, you know. We have no opportunities. I like to pass my experience for them.
Sabe quem que é o meu próximo adversário? Quem? Não. Quem que eu vou lutar? Frank Mir.
I see them looking to me, you know, training, and I give motivation to get bigger in his career. It's gonna be already a really good thing for me.
Você quer ir para os Estados Unidos?
Não, me leva lá, onde eu vou ter o lutar, vai ver.
Você lutar, eu não disse a você? Watch my fight. Ok.
Me leva lá.
Vou pensar. É longe?
Me leve, é bom.
Vocês já viram quantos colegas de vocês foram se entregar à droga, quantos estão presos, quantos estão mortos, né? Que a gente não vê futuro. O esporte sim, o esporte tem futuro. Todo mundo, isso aqui na verdade é uma grande família. As pessoas que estão investindo em vocês, acreditam independente de vocês de virar campeão. Isso que é importante. Isso aqui que é a verdadeira amizade, a verdadeira equipe.
Eu podia me dedicar às drogas, né? Porque a sociedade de hoje está mais voltada para isso. Tinha um amigo meu, Henrique, ele virou traficante. Aí, o mundo errado, saiu do boxe, aí a polícia matou ele ano passado. Fiquei muito triste.
Saiam do lugar. Isso.
Independente de ser campeão, o esporte dá uma vida melhor pra gente.
Mas o trabalho realmente é duro e é muito longo. Depende de muita força de vontade, disciplina, não só dentro da academia, como fora também.
Some time ago, all the kids wants to be soccer players. Now they want to be UFC fighters too. I try to be nice with them, you know, to one day they be nice with somebody too, with some kid too, you know. When I see this kids like those, I think they are our future.
Dando exemplo dentro e fora da academia, né? É um cara que vive para o esporte, não beber, não fumar. Então o exemplo é o dia a dia dele, acompanhando o resultado que ele dá. Ele abdica de tudo na vida dele em prol do esporte. Por isso que ele é campeão do mundo.